Hey everybody, welcome back. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna play some interval, right? Is that what it's increment? Increment. What is increment? Every it's 3 minutes of time, but every move you make, you get 2 seconds back. What's the point? I see we can't simply take this because then you will fork us. Fair enough. Well played, sir. I a tip of the cap to you. Maybe we should try to resolve this situation then. Nope. The spirit of this, I suppose, is trying to avoid situations where what have we done? What are we doing here? Avoiding situations where we or really not where anybody is in a winning position but then has to abandon that position in the end game and because they're worried about getting flagged. As long as it is a little bit more focus on pure chess, which is like probably to my disadvantage, quite frankly, right now, but is very funny. It means that we can't just rely on, oh, we're up. Not that this came up all that often, but we can't just rely on being ahead on time, and then like, oh, even if our opponent's up by a piece, like we flag them. Instead, we have to recognize that they'll actually be able to finish the job in all likelihood. Such as. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, you have to take my knight or move back. Otherwise, we get a pawn for free. Or you could do that. Certainly interesting. My bishop's not feeling so good, Mr. Stark. I feel like I've accidentally created like the worst opening of all time. Like, what am I doing? What is this? I've blocked in my own fianchettoed bishop now. They played d6 check. I resign. Listen, that's one I don't even want to know. The position at the end, we were down by 5 because we were about to lose another pawn. It was just that was just a horrendous start. Every once in a while, I essentially do lose a game in the opening just to not knowing the openings, but then also being too lazy to calculate them. And that's my lot in life, okay? It is what it is. Like, even this position should not be this suspect for me, and yet here it is. Like, why am I taking so long on a move that should be, like, relatively simple, you know? I kind of like this move right here. You take with the knight. I move my knight here to threaten your bishop. You got to do something with your bishop, brother. You move it back a little bit. I don't want to take this pawn. Oh, you know what? Now I do want to take this pawn because we don't have a pin on our king anymore. And then I'm just going to fall you right back here. This is a bit of a novel structure. I'm up by a pawn. They've castled. Who's got the edge? I don't know. I've got the greatest knights that the world has ever seen. Next to the knights who say ni. I mean, honestly, being a pawn up, to slightly simplify the situation, I would let you destroy my pawn structure. I would. Go ahead. Let me do that. Let me get the patrician's fianchetto. Put me in check. I'll give you. Oh, but then if I do that, you're gonna come over here then, and that would be completely fine. And you're gonna go there instead. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. I think. But why? What if I do this? I feel like my knights are getting too far, too in front of themselves. This seems like a beautiful time to castle. Oh, but then they get a free pawn, right? Okay, play this first. They're definitely not going to play this. You just take their knight. We're up by a pawn. If you want to destroy my pawn structure but take several pieces off the board, none of your pieces are developed, then I'm feeling just fine about it. I would castle to resolve this pin, and then we start our counterattack. Like a take, queen takes, bishop comes out. This knight maybe is in a weird position, maybe it's not, we don't know yet. Obviously, we could do this. The question is, I mean, you know what we could do? Maybe we can't do what I was going to say we were going to do, but we got lots of options is what I'm trying to say. I feel like we're in a good position. They've moved their bishop back. I think we should capture. And then it did give them an excuse to develop their queen. This pawn is under threat. That's a given. Maybe queen to here. If they play queen here, we can just play a5. Keep their heads ringing. We can also, at any point, okay, yeah, we knew it was good. Listen, they're not going to take. So what are you going to do? You're going to fall back one. Doesn't stress me out too much. Then you threaten the rook. The rook probably comes up. Got to think about it. Right now, they can just take. Let's force them back in the corner. Or maybe they choose to go elsewhere. I don't know. Beats me. Queen goes here. I mean, call me crazy. I definitely feel like this is superior. Bishop superior on e6 than it is on d7. We're getting a little bit of incremental development. Meanwhile, their queen's getting nothing. They're sick of it. They're sick of my nonsense. I would say, what if we take here? They have to take with the pawn. It makes their pawn structure worse. Because if they take with the queen, we get a bishop for free. I have 51 seconds. 51 seconds. They take. I would be thrilled if they did this. I would then take a rook. Okay, they have to take with the pawn. We come over and protect. We gotta rebuild some time. I love our position. What I don't love is that we're down on time. But I really like what we got. I hope they don't move their dark squared bishop. It's just perfect timing. Okay. You know what we can do? I move here. They take. I take. Man, we got to talk about it. Maybe we got to talk about it a little bit. I might just be giving up a pawn here, but we also can't afford to. I mean, I'm used to 10 minutes now, and I'm playing 3 minutes plus 2. It's not as simple as you would think. It's not so easy, okay? You take, I take. You take, you get a pawn. Take there. We can't afford to take. Can we afford to take? We can afford to take. We can't afford to take. We can afford to take. We're down by 30 seconds in a 3-minute game. Quite spooky. One must imagine that we are going to move faster. This is exactly where it's supposed to... we can't stop that. They're going to take that pawn. We need to threaten another pawn. Or just do something. This is horrible because my king is like in a threatened position. Like if I do this, I have to, but then they just block with the rook and I'm in trouble. Holy cow, I'm saved. Put me back here. I got 9 seconds. I'm not saved. Like my position is completely deteriorated, but I'm not as dead as it originally appeared. I'd like to resign that one. That one probably should have been a little bit more visible to me, but you know, as your time starts to tick down, I play the old Sicilian, by the way, mostly because I don't know what Sicilian I should be playing. I'm just warning you, by the way, because I'm sure some people out there are like, you got to do an openings course. I'm telling you, I'm at this stage in my life. I'm never going to become Build Chess. Never good. I won't even become Build Chess. Don't even talk about Gary Chess. So as soon as you're like, you got to do an openings course, that's where I'm out of chess. I'm at the stage of my life where I should merely be playing for fun. Just enjoying ourselves. I remember, I would go to the chess club as a kid. I'd be 14 years old. I'd be playing against, sometimes you play an 80-year-old guy who's 1200 rank. And you're like, brother, you've been playing chess for 70 years. It's a bit of a mouse slip. Why is your rating so low? Because he's just doing it to get out of the house, my man. He's doing it to have a little fun. He's not, when you're 14, nothing's worth doing unless you can become the best in the world at it. The older you get, the more you learn to appreciate, hey, you can have fun at chess without having the specter of always having to get better. If you want to get better, plenty of resources for that. But if you're just out here to have a good time, then, keep enjoying yourself. Keep it chunking. Keep their heads ringing. I would take. I feel like more than I would take, I have to take. And truth be told, I think I would love life if you took my bishop. Now we got a little pawn imbalance. Okay, it turns out, are you loving life now? No, I'm not. Here's a new one for you. Open up the H rank to keep your middle pawns a little better off. Brother, I'm not going to let you double your rank that easily. You got to find a different way. Life's been easy for you so far. I understand. You got the bishop pair. This dark square bishop is going to... Oh, yeah, that's an issue. That's going to be a problem. Or is it? The answer may surprise me. That seems pretty bad. Certainly not what I planned on. Go ahead. I would take with the pawn anyway, because I'm psychotic. I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to know what you're going to do with this rook, man. I know you might be saying whatever he wants to do. I don't think it is whatever he wants to do. We move our knight over here. Now we got quite the pressure point on you. Maybe, allegedly. Now we start applying our own pressure. I understand why you would do that, of course. Any reasonable man could. No idea what we would do with our knight. Toss it back here for a second. Get that bishop out of there or protected. Gain some time back on the clock. It's quite a frenetic game we're playing. Obviously, you can do like this and threaten the pawn, but he just plays that. I think he probably wants to play that at some point anyway. If anything, we got to like double our rooks on the open file here and figure out how we're going to kill this C pawn. And when he's got all these bishops available, like I don't have an easy answer for you. That's my plan for now. And I'm hoping everything else falls into place. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. You know what? Because you had the cojones to do it. No. I'm like, immediately, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't stop it after one move. It wasn't even like a crazy plan or anything. It was just, it fell apart like instantly. Okay, I see what you're getting at here. It's up by 1. Just gonna be honest. You need to grab the board and like, I feel like this is a bit of an excuse. I feel like I either need to sit further back, like I need to sit back out here, or I need to make the game board a little bit smaller. This might seem like it probably negatively impacts the user experience, but I do feel like I don't know if this excuse has ever been used by anyone but me in chess before. I feel like my monitor is too big to effectively play chess. I can't see enough of the board at any given time. Is that crazy? Was that wrong? Give me this. We're doing okay here. I mean, we got a lot of pieces developed. They don't. That's a great start, I would say. Obviously, we can threaten the queen more, but again, like, to what end are we threatening the queen? What's the point? They wanted to protect against the queen being threatened. I guess there's a point for you right there. Certainly to me seems like a kingside castle situation. I think I made a mistake. This pawn is in a little bit of trouble here. We're going to lose a pawn either way. Unless we play this, then we don't lose a pawn. This is covered by the queen. Let's see if they wanna. Do you? Well, do you? Do you wanna? Go ahead, go back one more. See if I care, brother. See if I care. We'll keep working you down like this. We got knights working in tandem together. Give me okay, now this is a scary situation. You know what? I would be happy to take your knight here. I was worried about this pawn. This pawn right here was... Dude, this, are you seeing the threats that are being levied against me here? It's psychotic what people are doing out here. Now, I shouldn't be trading my bishop for knight. Don't get me wrong. But this guy's coming in hot. It's Leonardo DiCaprio himself from Catalonia. What am I supposed to do about that? This pawn. This is the weakness that our opponent has. Rook lift. Get a little bit more coverage over here. Obviously, the knight's wedged in the corner. Doesn't really seem like fantastic, but look at this. All of a sudden, we got a little bit of a pressure point. Their bishop's blocked in. We got a pawn. We can just leave him here. He pushes us out somehow. We just bring it back. We are down a minute on time. People say I have bad clock management. I'll tell you, in real chess, my clock management is totally fine. It's part and parcel with talking while also making the moves. Okay, well, you know, I wouldn't necessarily just jump to conclusions on this one. Let's think about what we want to do. I'm thinking about what I want to do. I'm thinking I'm going to start here. Now, I know that this leaves this guy unprotected, but I have a whole game plan for that. Don't you worry. We threaten their queen a little bit. They move it over here, okay? Next step, this goes to here. It's a devastating attack. They can't capture me with the pawn. We take the rook. They capture this knight. Okay, but that's an acceptable trade for me. We take their rook. Now, I will say we probably lose our knight as well. They need to maybe do this and then move their bishop up here. And then it's going to be hard. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we just take this pawn now. Maybe we don't lose our knight. That wasn't the best move for them, I think. But Lord knows I've had some blunders today as well. That's why I always refer to that Alexander Pope quote. Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the better even of their blunders. We could... Can I show you something incredible? How about this? You're going to love this one. Now we take the rook as well. I could. I considered it, but... Now their bishop's under attack. And just to be straight up with you, if they can't even do anything with their bishop, okay. I was getting ready to swap queens as well, but... We still have to watch this. This was good, though. That felt great. We did make some blunders, but that one felt a little bit better. We waded through the quicksand and we got somewhere. Finding tips for me. Checking mistakes. Don't bother. Oh, wait, this was a big error from us. Two great moves. They had a brilliancy. Holy cow. Okay, this is a book move. We have a 49% win rate. So far, where did they like our position last move? They thought we were basically even. And then after this next move, they're like, you've lost some of the aggression that you had. Okay, what would be a better move than that? There was something better for you. Let's think. Like, I don't like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Didn't I just move my bishop last turn? What did I do last turn? Queen to e2. Hang on. Take me back here. These are always the toughest. The immediate moves that jump out to me after a6. One of them is bishop to g5, but it just allows them to do that anyway. Maybe that's not so bad for the opening, though. Another move I could think of, not too many. G3, which allows us to then play f4 and eventually play e5. I mean, this is a little out there. You got to cut me some slack on this one. Retry me. This is another option. It just seems bad to move your bishop twice like that. It's good, though. Okay. It's good in this situation, at least. It's maybe something like rook from A to D1, like get some coverage on a soon-to-be open file. It's also an inaccuracy. About rook to B1, so it protects against the queenside pawn attack they were doing. No? Okay, what is it? Bishop? I mean, that's crazy. That's an engine thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's demonstrably right. F6 is a great move. You trade off equal material. There's only one good move, and you found it. Thank you. E5, not so much. There is a better move. I am going to guess that the better move starts like this. We knew the attack is going to have to come here at some point. It's good. It's not what we're looking for, but it's good. How about, no, that's substantially worse, I think, because it takes defense away from a vulnerable square. Okay, well, if it's not those, then, like, I guess this is okay. It protects against the pawn, their queens. No, your opponent has the advantage. That's the other one I was thinking. That's a huge blunder. You're losing a knight this way. Am I? Tucka. Maybe long distance. Hint. Pawn 2? I never would have discovered that. I'm sorry. Never would have happened. You were threatening to fork pieces. You had only one good option there. You missed a chance to win material. Yeah, but it looked freaking sweet, though. What was the problem? I missed a chance to win material. Oh, you know what? Probably just this straight up. Ah! You found the only move that works, allegedly. You ignored an opportunity to fork pieces? I guess this is... No, that's... Did I miss an opportunity to fork pieces? I guess you don't have to fork with a knight. I could do this, and then I'm threatening checkmate and the rook. Yeah, okay, that makes way better. Or that I guess the pawn is a piece. That is way better. Queen f3 check is a great move. Nice fork. Thank you. We found it eventually. Like, I'm not proud of myself that it took as long as it did, but we found it. Let's do one more. Listen, none of our games are going to be... It's easier to phrase it this way. If some of our games were perfect, it would be mighty suspicious. So the fact that none of our games are perfect seems perfect to me. And I don't mind this opening so far. I'll offer my opponent a draw. Just kidding. I feel like I'm in a superior position. We get the castle. I think we want to start stacking rooks up right here. Go ahead. Push me down. Open up your king side. I dare you. pretty standard, really. Now, how do we get some action on this? Feel like one way is start threatening those queenside pawns. Something like this. It's threatening this pawn. Holy cow. You really want to... I mean, I don't have much of a choice. I do have a choice. I could let them start the chain here. If they want to take, let's take. Then I'll put the ball in your court. Why did I do this? Keeps their knight from having an escape route. It gives us something, I think. It puts the ball in their court. I don't want to just mindlessly exchange with them and play down to like an 8-pawn, 7-pawn endgame. No, thank you. It's too complicated. If Adam Bostellos wants to do that, I don't want to do that. I want them to take so I have like a kind of a fork in here. Similarly, let's weaken their bishop. They're going to double stack here. So that after I take, they're going to get a shot at this pawn, okay? We don't sweat that. You're the one who wanted to do this in the first place. Just remember that, okay? It is still covered. Please don't embarrass yourself by saying the queen's uncovered. It's completely covered. They would take with the knight. That allows our knight to get here. But to what end? I like it. Oh, but their knight's going to get there then. I don't respect that. But otherwise, we sort of have to. Otherwise, they just take... He had it pre-moved? Come on, man. We're 1300s. We're just normal men. We're just innocent men. So we go here to prevent the knight coming there. I don't really know what our whole game plan is, quite frankly. I don't know. I don't mind the exchange. Can I tell you a move that seems a little crazy? No, we can't. I was thinking we could take this, but that, and then their knight is in a position to take. It's a little bit of a rookie mistake. By a little bit, I mean it's an extraordinarily rookie mistake. I offer you a draw. I don't think they're going to take it, though, because they're a pre-mover. I'm not just stalling. I got to figure out what the heck I want to do here at all. I would still like to prevent, like, knight to there. Makes our bishop a little better. If you're in this for the long haul, Adam, then I'm in this for the long haul too, okay? Let's figure this out together. He doesn't know. What was I thinking? We got a real issue. And the issue is that, like, my knight is useless. We also, you move back here, we're allowing you to set up, like, the greatest fork of all time. I wasn't playing on... I mean, you know what it is? I got to make the board even smaller. Now we're talking. Now that we're playing on a postage stamp and even the YouTube audience can't see. We got you. This is the queen's pawn opening. I don't know if you know this. This is the symmetrical variation. Interesting. The symmetrical variation. Perhaps you've heard of it. Delightful. Delightfully devilish. Something like this. They're going to move their knight up. No, they're not. They're going to move their pawns up. You know what's... It's like the perfect be careful what you wish for. Now that the board is so small, I feel like I'm not seeing the game very well anymore. Never mind. I saw that. First... Yeah, I think I'm also guilty sometimes of just... And this sounds insulting, but of over-respecting my opponents. Like, anytime my opponent makes a mistake, rather than running it through first principles and being like, can I capture the piece that they just moved there? My brain starts going, what's their plan? Oh, they wanted to attack my bishop. How am I going to stop it? You know, well, I stopped it by taking their piece. We always got to take it down to brass tacks first. Okay, let's... There you go. Now you can see chess again. And what a happy day that is for all of us. This is a horrible move, for sure. Let me go here for a second. I thought my bishop was trapped. I got very scared. We could always trade it for the knight, I guess. Just trying to focus. We're up a piece. It's the wrong time to start getting skittish. How long has that been hanging? Be honest with me. 20 years? Okay, noted. I would happily accept doubling my pawns in this situation to actually protect that. I guess we could always put you in... Oh, okay, yeah, even better. It's not like you're going to castle it anytime soon. Well, if we put them in check, you would expect like a king to here. Let's start there. Oh, you know what? That would have gone freaking sick, dude. Would it have? I think we... Listen, I know you're going to be like, why do it this way? And you might be like, we should probably just protect the pawn. Let's protect the pawn. I don't know why I'm getting so clever. Like, this pawn's open, and then he is going to castle. Okay. I mean, probably wouldn't be the way that I would do it, just because it leaves your rook completely undefended. Frankie, don't take this the wrong way, brother. I've been there, okay? I've been there as recently as last game. It happens to the best of us, and it also happens to me. Let me cancel as well. This is you need this win. I'm sorry to say. As embarrassing as it is, as much as I'd love to launch some kind of devastating Mikhail Tal-esque tactic, we pretty much just have to take this one down. So I'll happily trade pawns with you. I will happily threaten mate in one if you move your queen off of covering this diagonal. And if you don't, we still got plenty of options. I think this is like the only move that doesn't lose. But then, it's like, what do you do? Because if you take this with the knight, you take my bishop. Right, and then you could take my... Wow, delightfully devilish. But I mean, we'd still trade, but you just got a pawn out of it, which is, quite frankly, better than I thought you were going to do. Basically, anything that they did that took their... that took their queen off of covering this square was an instant loss for them. So some of those moves might have looked a little goofy, but I promise you there was method to the madness. We did lose some pawns in there, though, which is kind of a little embarrassing, a little cringe. Next step. We're making them choose something. Our knight can now go buck wild. If we could just get it to, like, this square. But for one, I know we're starting to hurtle towards the end game here. I'm not taking your en passant gambit, brother. I would be happy to just take the fork. A lot of people don't know this. You can decline en passant. It is something that is possible. And now I would say, I mean, this is quite the... It's quite the... You're gonna get that pawn. Am I willing to make this trade? 2 rooks for a knight and a... No, I don't think I am. Move your king up. You could have taken it anyway, but don't let me cramp your style, okay? Just try not to find yourself in a forked position. Like, just allowing that seems bad. Maybe this is a passed pawn opportunity for both of us. If we lose this one, we probably quit chess forever, as embarrassing as that is to say. I mean, they got, oh, I let myself get forked. It's the thing I said not to do. It's still okay. It only gives them, like, they have to take it, but it only gives them a little bit of material. That's, in a weird way, I know that that's worse for us, but the situation has now illuminated itself as so clearly one that I'm, like, unoffended. It's bizarre, but true. I mean, now, basically, you can push that pawn as much as you want. I would even, like, exchange rooks to... Or exchange rook for pawn. And then, I mean, that's just checkmate. We don't have to think about it too much. Not my best game, I think, unless, never mind, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 missed wins. Maybe it's the best game that's ever been played by anybody ever. We brought it back. We're so back. How'd we do? Come on, don't lie to me. And if you do lie to me, tell me, oh, you know what? I bet it told us that there were no errors just because the... No, because there was 2 inaccuracies. That was actually fairly good. And the only blunder was like, what the heck was that? All right, well, it's not even like there's no analysis required, really. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps it a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Let me know if you like chess, and I'll see you next time. See ya!